China is holding two military exercises in the East China and South China Seas near Taiwan. These drills come just days after Beijing issued a white paper reiterating that it will not hesitate to use force to reclaim the island, which it sees as a renegade province.
Back in May, a Chinese official had said recent drills were a warning to Taiwan not to move towards declaring independence. For this round of drills, China's Maritime Safety Agency warned against entering broad swathes of airspace and waters.
It placed an area off the coast of Zhejiang province, northeast of Taiwan, off limits till Thursday evening. Off limits till Friday is an area off the coast of Guangdong and Fujian provinces, west of Taiwan.
No details were released about the scale of the exercises. Taiwan says it is closely monitoring the situation in the straits to ensure safety and regional stability.
असां ने एक घर दियां मतलब कि तीन है, दो सिस्टरां एक बच्चा, एक घर दे अंदर तकरीबन 6 के 7 लोग डेथ हो गई है।
The survivors and victims of the September 11th attacks believe Saudi Arabia was behind it, and they are suing to prove it. Now they might get help from an unlikely source, suspected mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. In the lawsuit, lawyers asked to speak to Mohammed, and he made a surprising response, seeming to offer to cooperate against Saudi with a condition: remove the possibility of a death sentence, writing, in the absence of a potential death sentence, much broader cooperation would be possible. The president, who often sides with Saudi, could face pressure this time to make the deal.
It could virtually bankrupt Saudi Arabia. All their assets in the United States and elsewhere could be seized. So the incentive for Mr. Trump, as opposed to others, to waive is not very great. But still, it may be in the year 2020 that the United States population in general is not going to be sympathetic to Mr. Trump running and seeking their vote if it looks like he's taking the side of Saudi Arabia over the victims of 9/11.
Now to that massive data breach affecting 100 million people. A woman is now facing charges accused of hacking Capital One credit card applications and accounts. Rebecca Jarvis joins us now with the details. 100 million people.
And it's so many people, Michael, and this just keeps happening. Every single day we hear about a new data breach, this time impacting millions of Capital One customers. Now one of the largest data breaches in history.
This morning, Paige Thompson, a Seattle software engineer, under arrest after authorities say she hacked credit card issuer Capital One, gaining access to more than 100 million applications, exposing credit scores, balances, payment history, and contact information. 140,000 social security numbers and nearly 80,000 bank account numbers compromised too.
The latest on that deadly shooting at a Northern California food festival. It left 3 people dead, more than a dozen injured. Family and friends gathered for a vigil overnight. You see them right there as investigators focus on a white supremacist social media account that may be linked to the gunman. Will Carr is on the scene in Gilroy. Good morning, Will.
And George, investigators say it will take days to comb through this massive crime scene. This has really been heartbreaking for this community. One local leader says the shooter waged war on this small town. But this morning, we're hearing some truly amazing stories of survival. After those terrifying moments at a California food festival, this morning we now know the names of the dead. 25-year-old Trevor Irby, 13-year-old Kayla Salazar, and Stephen Romero, who was just 6 years old.
In a first-of-its-kind case, a primary school in the UK is being taken to court by atheist parents who claim their children are being indoctrinated by Christian values. They say the school's biblical reenactments, including the crucifixion and praying in assembly, interfere with a child's right to be given an education free from religion. The parents also say children are exposed to evangelical preachers with harmful and often divisive messages. Well, the UK church-run schools are required by law to hold a daily act of Christian worship anyway. The school at the centre of the controversy denies any wrongdoing.
ODSC is confident that Burford Primary School has acted entirely appropriately and has followed statute in ways that are similar to all local or indeed national schools. It has provided exactly what the law requires, which includes provision for children to be withdrawn if parents so request.
Well, to Markham, Ontario now, where police say the suspicious deaths of 4 people found in a home yesterday is now a murder investigation. Our Megan Fitzpatrick was at today's police briefing. She joins us live right now.
Well, the news this morning is that 4 first-degree murder charges have now been laid against a man named Menhaz Zaman, who is from the city of Markham, Michael, where these murders happened, where we are right now, outside of the home where the bodies were found. He is 23 years old. He is expected to make an appearance in a Newmarket courtroom this morning. He is the same man that was taken into custody yesterday when police arrived on the scene when they were called to this home. They will not confirm yet what his relationship is to the victims, if any, but they did also confirm some details as to who the victims are, saying they are 3 adult women and 1 adult man, but we do not have their names yet.
Estoques, armas fabricadas pelos próprios presos, subiu no telhado do presídio. Detentos teriam invadido a área do anexo, onde estão internos de um grupo rival. Os presos atearam fogo em pavilhões. O corpo de bombeiros foi chamado para conter as chamas. Aos poucos, os reféns feridos eram liberados pelos presos rebelados. Os reféns eram 2 agentes prisionais e detentos. Conseguem convencer os chefes da rebelião a se renderem, mas não foi possível evitar a morte de 52 presos.
Now, with that frightening attack at a national park, a bison charging a 17-year-old in North Dakota, the teen is now speaking out, and Paula Ferris is here with more. Paula, this is the 2nd bison attack in a week.
It certainly is. Good morning, Cecilia. This teenager was an experienced hiker. He knows to keep a safe distance, but he says that bison charged out of nowhere. This morning, a 17-year-old is speaking out, recovering, released from the hospital after being attacked by a bison and thrown 6 feet in the air.
At first, I kind of didn't believe it. Oh my God, I'm getting charged by a bison right now.
The teen says he was hiking in North Dakota's Theodore Roosevelt National Park on Saturday when he came across that bison. According to the teen, he was walking at a distance between a lone male bison and a herd. And that's when he says the male bison struck him from behind.